Overdo, Love for You, Key to the Phoenix Heart, Blossoms of Power, and more. July has delivered another crowded wave of Chinese dramas, but which ones are actually worth your time? Here is the honest verdict on 10 recently released C-dramas. Let's begin. Number 1. Overdo. Starring Zhang Linghe and Wang Churan, Overdo arrived with enormous expectations. It is adapted from a novel by Fei Wo Sicun and tells the turbulent love story of Jingyi and Ren Susu. The two experience an innocent first love when they are young, but circumstances eventually tear them apart. Years later, Ren Susu returns to his life. However, she is no longer simply the girl he once loved. She is now engaged to become his future sister-in-law. That painful reunion throws them into a dangerous relationship filled with jealousy, temptation, resentment, and feelings that neither of them has truly forgotten. The television adaptation makes major changes to the original story. It embraces an extremely dramatic style, with family revenge, political marriages, emotional manipulation, and forbidden attraction appearing almost immediately. The pacing is fast. The first episode wastes no time establishing Jingyi's engagement, his conflict with his family, and his complicated history with Ren Susu's. But fast pacing does not always mean smooth storytelling. Some viewers feel that the drama resembles a short-form series stretched into longer episodes. It moves through major events so quickly that several scenes feel disconnected. The directing has also received criticism. Despite having two exceptionally attractive leads, the drama does not always create the elegant, romantic atmosphere viewers expected. Still, Zhang Linghe and Wang Churan are undeniably beautiful together. Their visual chemistry and emotionally charged confrontations are the main reasons many viewers continue watching. Overdo is not a refined masterpiece, but fans of intense melodrama and attractive couples may still enjoy the chaos. Number 2. The Eternal Fragrance. The Eternal Fragrance brings Weilong and Jingyi together in a fantasy romance filled with cultivation, secret identities, and dangerous destiny. Lei Xiuyuan deliberately approaches the orphaned Xiao Fang because he needs her help to save the older brother who raised him. Through an unexpected series of events, they enter Chufeng Shuyuan and begin cultivating together. Their relationship gradually develops from friendship into mutual attraction. But just as the Chuguo coaster, the truth about Xiao Fang's identity begins to emerge. She transforms into Zhang Linghe, a young woman with an extraordinary appearance and a level of spiritual talent that should not exist. Her unusual power immediately attracts the attention of people determined to uncover her true origins. The Eternal Fragrance includes many familiar xianxia elements. There is a cultivation academy, a heroine who slowly becomes stronger, a mysterious background, forbidden love, and powerful enemies manipulating events from the shadows. Viewers who regularly watch fantasy dramas may find the story predictable. Weilong's historical appearance has also received mixed reactions. Some audiences believe he looks far more impressive in modern productions such as Love for You. However, The Eternal Fragrance remains light and easy to follow. The story moves at a reasonable pace, the production quality is acceptable, and the early Academy episodes have a playful atmosphere. It may not reinvent xianxia, but it works perfectly well as a relaxing drama to watch during dinner. Number 3. Xiao Fang. Xiao Fang is one of the most unconventional dramas on this list. Starring Wang Yinglu and Xin Yunlai, it combines rural romance with family expectations and several controversial social issues. Yang Xiaofang falls in love with Qi Xiaowei, a young man from the same village, and becomes pregnant before they are married. The two families begin negotiating their wedding, but the discussion ends in conflict. With her baby arriving soon, Yang Xiaofang suddenly finds herself facing an uncertain future. News that she has been abandoned spreads through nearby villages. Matchmakers begin appearing at her door, bringing unmarried men who are willing to marry her despite her pregnancy. She must now decide whether to reconcile with Qi Xiaowei or create a new future with someone else. But the people surrounding her all seem to have secrets of their own. Xiao Fang has a light and sometimes comedic atmosphere, but the story also discusses female reproductive rights, traditional marriage customs, family pressure, and the decision between staying in one's hometown or moving to a large city. The drama has received extremely divided reviews. Some viewers appreciate its attempt to address the difficulties faced by women in rural communities. Others believe the story feels awkward and unrealistic. They also argue that it romanticizes pregnancy before marriage without fully showing the emotional and social consequences. Xiao Fang is certainly different, but whether that difference works will depend heavily on the viewer. Number 4. Unsettled Case. Unsettled Case is based on real criminal investigations and follows two major cases. The first involves newspaper reporter Weilong and police officer Shi Zhanjun. After meeting under unusual circumstances, they spend 22 years pursuing the criminals responsible for a series of jewelry store robberies. The second storyline follows two generations of police officers, Lu Zhifeng and Li Gan. They devote much of their lives to investigating a hotel robbery before DNA technology finally gives them the evidence needed to identify the criminal. On paper, this sounds like a gripping crime drama. Many viewers began watching because the production team had previously worked on highly acclaimed suspense series. Unfortunately, Unsettled Case has disappointed a significant part of its audience. The biggest problem is the storytelling. The plot is divided into many small pieces, making the investigation feel more like a chronological police report than a tense mystery. Important information is presented, but the drama rarely creates the anticipation needed to make viewers desperate for the next revelation. The fragmented narrative also makes it difficult to become emotionally invested in the detectives or the victims. Wang and Zhang Linghe still deliver dependable performances, but strong acting cannot completely overcome weak suspense. For viewers expecting shocking twists and powerful cliffhangers, Unsettled Case may feel surprisingly flat. Number 5. Key to the Phoenix Heart. Key to the Phoenix Heart is one of the more entertaining historical romances currently airing. The drama stars Hou Minghao and Amy in a contract marriage story that gradually transforms into a life-or-death romance. Hou Minghao plays Xiao Yi, the heir of Jingyi Wang. Amy plays Xie Jiayu, who is forced to enter the household as his secondary consort. Their relationship begins as a political arrangement rather than a genuine marriage. But while investigating the mysteries surrounding their identities and confronting conspiracies within the imperial court, the two slowly become trusted partners. That partnership gradually develops into a love strong enough to make them risk their lives for each other. The drama is not perfect. Some viewers feel that the costumes, sets, and visual presentation lack refinement. Compared with Hou Minghao's more visually impressive historical dramas, this production does not feel particularly luxurious or dreamlike. However, Key to the Phoenix Heart has one major advantage: it keeps moving. The story is fluid, the episodes are rarely dragged out, and new conflicts appear at a steady pace. Most importantly, Hou Minghao and Amy have unexpectedly strong chemistry. Their arguments are entertaining, their emotional development is convincing, and the contract marriage setup gives their relationship an engaging starting point. Do not demand flawless logic, and Key to the Phoenix Heart becomes an addictive historical drama perfect for casual viewing. Number 6. Road to Success. Road to Success stars Yu Shuxing and Chen Jingke in a youthful drama combining romance, teamwork, personal healing, and competitive football. Lin Wanxing begins working at Hongjing Bazhong as the school's sports equipment manager. Meanwhile, Wang Fa abandons the coaching position with a football club in the United Kingdom and returns home. He soon becomes Lin Wanxing's mysterious tenant. Lin Wanxing is unexpectedly given responsibility for a football team that has already been disbanded. Their first attempt at competition ends in disaster, but with guidance from Wang Fa, the team finally manages to win. Lin Wanxing then persuades him to become their coach while searching for enough students to rebuild the team. Everything appears to be improving, but old emotional wounds from both of their lives gradually return. Road to Success is more than a standard romantic comedy. It has a strong ensemble element, with friendship, sports, teamwork, and the students' growth receiving almost as much attention as the central romance. The overall reception has been reasonably positive. The drama has not achieved universal praise, but it also has very few major weaknesses. Chen Jingke has the height and athletic presence needed for a former football coach, while Yu Shuxin brings energy and warmth to the story. It may not become the biggest hit of the month, but it is a comfortable option for viewers wanting something light and encouraging. Number 7. The Heart 2. The first season of The Heart became one of the most praised Chinese medical dramas in recent years. Its hospital cases were emotional without feeling excessively manipulative, and its three main doctors were written as complicated but fundamentally admirable people. The Heart 2 reunites Zhao Youting, Mao Xiaotong, and Jin Sijia as Xiao Fang, Fang Xiaoran, and Li Yi. The three doctors continue working together at the cardiac center of Douli Yiyuan, where every decision could determine whether a patient survives. Although the original creative team returns, the response to the second season has been noticeably weaker. Many viewers believe the first season succeeded because it was realistic, humane, and emotionally warm. The second season appears more determined to manufacture dramatic conflict. As a result, several storylines feel more melodramatic than necessary. Li Yi's characterization has received the most criticism. Some longtime viewers feel that his decisions and emotional reactions are inconsistent with the person established during the first season. That disconnect has left part of the original audience disappointed. However, The Heart remains one of the stronger medical drama franchises available. The performances are reliable, the hospital cases still carry emotional weight, and the relationship between the three doctors remains the heart of the story. Season 2 may not reach the same level as Season 1, but fans of the original characters will probably continue watching. Number 8. Blossoms of Power. Blossoms of Power stars Meng Ziyi and He Yu in a historical drama adapted from a rebirth novel. The television version changes the original concept by introducing two souls inside one body, but it preserves the rebirth structure, the revenge elements, and the satisfying moments when the heroine defeats those who underestimated her. The story follows Shen Xihe, the princess of Chaoning, who was raised in the northwest and considers protecting the borderlands her greatest responsibility. Crown Prince Xiao Huayong was poisoned when he was 6 years old. Since then, he has concealed his intelligence and ambition behind the appearance of a weak and sickly man. While others underestimate him, he secretly investigates traitors and waits for the right moment to strike. A royal marriage decree suddenly connects him with Shen Xihe. As the political situation becomes increasingly dangerous, the two begin working together to protect the stability of the kingdom. Blossoms of Power does not immediately explode with excitement. The opening episodes spend time establishing the characters, rival factions, and political relationships. But once those pieces are in place, the drama becomes increasingly addictive. There are strategic confrontations, hidden intentions, competing political forces, and several male characters with complicated feelings toward the heroine. The visual presentation is also more polished than many recent historical romances. Give Blossoms of Power a little patience, and it may become one of the most rewarding costume dramas currently airing. Number 9. Cases Between Us. Cases Between Us is a mystery drama that deserves far more attention than it has received. The story follows Zhao Xiaoshang, a wealthy and carefree young man in the capital who begins investigating strange events involving his older sister's husband's family. During the investigation, he meets Yuan Hong, a cold police officer who has recently returned from studying overseas. The two immediately clash. Their personalities, backgrounds, and methods of investigating could not be more different. But after repeatedly being forced to cooperate, their constant arguments gradually develop into an effective partnership. While solving a series of unusual cases, they also move closer to uncovering the truth behind the death of Yuan Hong's mother. Their investigation eventually reveals a much larger smuggling conspiracy. Cases Between Us is carried by Ma Sichao and Jia Zilu. Both actors understand their characters, and their contrasting personalities create surprisingly entertaining chemistry. The cases also incorporate folk legends and supernatural-looking incidents, giving the drama a distinctive atmosphere. The deduction is not always perfect. Serious mystery fans may notice several gaps in the logic. However, judged as a compact detective drama, Cases Between Us performs well above expectations. It has memorable characters, unusual mysteries, and a central partnership worth following. Its low popularity makes it one of the month's most unfortunate hidden gems. Number 10. Love for You. Love for You is currently one of the most highly praised dramas on this list. Starring Weilong and Jingyi, it immediately stands out because of its beautiful direction. The camera captures Weilong's charisma and Zhang Jingyi's natural beauty perfectly. However, the drama offers far more than attractive faces. Its storytelling is smooth, emotional, and grounded. Unlike many modern romances, the characters do not appear to live inside an artificial fantasy world. Their connection develops through loneliness, trauma, and the need to survive together. The story follows Chen Yi and Miao Jing. They meet after their parents become involved with each other, but Chen Yi initially treats Miao Jing with hostility. Their relationship begins to change after an injury forces them to see each other differently. Then everything falls apart. Chen Yi's father dies, Miao Jing's mother disappears, and the two young people are left with almost no one except each other. As they depend on one another, their bond gradually develops into a complicated love neither of them knows how to confront. Just as Miao Jing prepares to confess her feelings, Chen Yi becomes connected to an arson case. Their lives are suddenly pushed in a completely different direction. Love for You combines forbidden pseudo-sibling romance, childhood trauma, family loss, crime, and emotional dependence. Yet it never feels as artificial or embarrassing as many melodramatic romances. The atmosphere is beautiful without becoming empty. The performances feel natural, and the relationship grows through meaningful shared experiences. For the strongest overall recommendation, choose Love for You. For historical romance, try Blossoms of Power or Key to the Phoenix Heart. And for an overlooked mystery drama, do not miss Cases Between Us. Which one are you watching right now? Subscribe to Do Idols for more honest Chinese drama reviews and must-watch recommendations.